Hey yo, them other dudes got garbage down the way. You heard they promo is trash. You heard if you want your music, your channel, your brand, or anything you pushing out there to really be seen by thousands and thousands of people overnight, real organic numbers, not that fake garbage promo with fake bots leaving fake comments and likes and on you. That's trash, bro. This is all organic. These numbers don't lie. These comments don't lie. You heard nobody get more comments and fan interaction than LAZ. You heard you want your stuff seen the right way? Get at me, bro. And I'll show you how to do this for real. Yersk. Z-Man.
A shout out to the bro, Lloyd Banks in the building. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the bro. You heard? Make sure y'all go subscribe to the bro.
Yeah, I just gotta remind dudes, you heard? We got celebrities watching the channel on a daily basis, you heard? Just make sure you know that. Z-Boy. Shout out to Michael Rappaport, you heard? Another subscriber to the channel. You feel me? Stop playing with me out there, bro. I had them celebrities laughing at you. I had them big celebs laughing at you, bro. Z-Man Suicide Polo with the ski man running around the hood like He-Man. Let's get to it.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. I got chest pains and my liver's weak. I guess it's time for me to start living my belief. Dig up what's buried beneath. Earn my soul back from the streets. See what defines college is applied knowledge. If I knew better, I would do better. But what's better than being a street veteran? Oh yeah, getting a dose of your own medicine. See, it's all good to be them boys in the hood until you're labeled a menace to society, plagued with paranoia and anxiety. See, that high that once was becomes an unwanted drug, addiction to fiction, turned into fact. Pledge allegiance to the street code, but now all the OGs are rats. And doing right is kind of hard, having a problem trusting God on this hell on earth where trusting gets you scarred. See, in this jungle there's some lion kings. And these hyenas ain't got love for cubs. That's why I gotta let them hear me roar. But what happens when that lion don't want to roar no more? Want to put on a suit and tie, don't want to get fly? No more Jordans he's sporting. Rather give out knowledge than put his brother in the coffin. See, it's a fight within, not the sin. That's why I pray to the Lord to turn my Bible into a sword. To slay my inner demons, protect my children, or should I say my seamen? The seamen get lost out at sea like seamen and drown in their own sorrows. No vision for the future, so they can't see tomorrow. Blinded by their past, being stagnant becomes a magnet when they should be attracted to the opposite. You know, look forward to their future and celebrating their accomplishments. Work out their mental, build up their confidence. Yeah, I know, it's easier said than done. But this world is full of sacrifices. Even God gave his only begotten son. I went up north. I went a couple of little places. Then I ended up in Greene. You feel me? I was in Greene. I was in D2. Who was in my house? Hamo was in there. Lacey. Hamo, Lacey. Karate. You know Karate, right?
I don't know some, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's my. Oh, I'm gonna tell you the story about that shit. So that's my people. That was my dude. So it's who else was in there? A kid named Butter. You know Butter?
Which Butter? From where?
And he was like one of them Butters from like Rochester, Buffalo.
What year you said you was in Greene?
This was 98. I got there beginning of 98.
Yeah, I left there in 97.
And I got there. You know my son Rico Suave, right?
From where?
He's from Kingsborough.
No, I know Hamo. When he left you, probably he came over to Hudson with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I left before Hamo left. When I left, it was still in there. You feel me?
Yeah, Hamo came to Hudson in 98, but we was all in Greene together in 97.
You know China?
Which China that got killed?
Buddy, like China, okay, China brother, we all used to rock together. His brother, rest in peace, Frank, too. You know Split Star?
Yeah.
It was me, him, Split Star. That's why I asked you, you never heard of Crip Infinite? Yeah, we had the little terror squad. Like when I tell you, yeah, we had the squad. But I was fucking with his brother more so than China, but it was all a connection. You feel me? Well, both his brothers. Like I knew his fam deep. You feel me?
You said China was still in Greene when you was there?
Yeah, I came. He was there. You feel me? Let me tell you a funny ass story. So now it's at that time. So before you left, if you left in '97, it was mad Latin.
Now I think I left in '98, maybe the beginning of '98, maybe. But yeah, Latin Kings had it, but Brooklyn really had it when we was there. We had it, but Latin Kings and the Ethos was running wild for facts.
Yeah, they was. So we up in there. So it was these two Muslims who came through. You feel me? And it was one big black guy and one skinny white kid, right? So I named them as soon as they got there. I'm like, big as a bear and slow as a goose. Them names stuck with that motherfucker. You feel me? So the motherfucker slow as a goose. He up there washing the motherfucking plates and everything and doing little do boy shit for Latin Kings. I go to him and for Latin King, I'm like, yo, you don't do all that shit. You don't need to do that shit. Fuck out of here. You feel me? So then I'm like, yo, don't be trying to make him do that shit either. You feel me? So I bring him over, you feel me? And next thing you know, somebody come up to me, they like, yo, son, this motherfucker holding the burners for the Latin Kings, holding their guns, you feel me? I'm like, what? I was like, yo, son. I said, what the fuck are you doing, stupid? So karate time. I'm like, yo, karate, this motherfucker holding the guns for them and everything. He's like, yo, go give them their shit and tell them not to fuck out of here. He's like, matter of fact, yeah. He sent a little kite and we was like, cause motherfuckers, you know who it was? Teardrop. It was two twins.
Yeah, it's a million of them niggas teardrops, man. It's a million.
Yeah, but it was twins. It was twins. That's why it was a million of them. I ain't gonna lie. But it was twins at that time, right? So the motherfuckers was like, yo, the tension just built. Like, fuck out of here. Yeah, we told y'all to leave the motherfucker alone. Don't be having them do shit. So next thing you know, the tension built. We like everybody go to the yard. You feel me? And it built so good that the police even caught wind of it. You feel me? So when they called the yard, you know how they leave the door? Like, you can go. Like, they called yard for like a couple minutes to shut that shit really quick. You feel me? Like, if you didn't go, you wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Greene with Bruce, you can get to the yard. They didn't put no rush on the shit. So, next thing you know, it's like 20 of us in the yard. You feel me? And it's their regular numbers. It's like 50 of them motherfuckers in the yard. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, they got their little spots. And I ain't know shit was so different up north, but they be hiding the bangers in the yard in the dirt and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So karate like, yo, son, he told like 5 of us, he's like, yo, go in the middle of them. Go in the middle of them right now, and we're gonna form around them. And we're gonna see what they talking, because if it's acting crazy, we just gonna give them the business. I'm like, go in the fucking middle. Crazy, like, man, I got you. I'm like, I got me too, but I'm right in the middle. So we go in the middle. I start icing. Like, it was like me and 4 others. We icing everybody. Karate and them surround them, and that's when Teardrop like, yo, son, the karate, let me holler at you. Look, listen, I didn't know they was making them do that. Let's just squash this shit before it goes to the next level, because that's where it's about to go. You feel me? And we make sure nobody fucking with you or your peoples. They squash that shit. You feel me? And I guess the middle tactic worked. You feel me? So, next thing you know, I'm like, this is the end of my story. It's like, I'm going, this is like a Saturday. I go home Monday. You feel me? I go home Monday. And you ever heard of the kid Lacey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Lacey. It was a couple of motherfuckers. Froggy. Now, Homo and Karate was super cool. You feel me? So Karate goes in the day room. He goes in the he goes in the little day room. You know, you got the big day room, then you got the little day room. If you nobody, you don't be in the little day room. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in the little day room, you know, and he turns off the TV in the day room and the little day room. Turn them both off, and he's like, "Yo, Sean, when lights go, I'm tired of motherfuckers bullshit. When lights come off, and you feel you can get it, come and get it. I'm gonna be in the bathroom." So I'm like, okay, now this is around. It's like 2 hours from you know, lights out. You feel me? So I'm like, okay. So I'm suiting up, and Karate's like, "No, what you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom." He's like, "Nah, son, you go home Monday." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. You my man. I rock with you. And shit, it won't be no home." You feel me? So he's like, "All right, cool." So me, him, big as a bear, and this other dude from Harlem, he was Muslim too. We go to the bathroom. Everybody comes to the bathroom, right? And Karate, now you know how Greene bathroom is.
You said this is the old side?
It's the old side, D2.
Yeah.
So you know how Greene bathroom is, like it cuts off, like you got the urinals, like by the third urinal, he drew an imaginary line. So that means, you know how much space that is? That's a little bit of space. He said, anybody cross that space, we're gonna pop on y'all. Y'all gonna get the fire. So, okay, I'm gonna paint a better picture. You know how the bathroom, well, I don't know if you ever been on the old side, D2?
I was on the old side. I wasn't in D2, but all that shit is the same. They got the door in the bathroom. You know what I mean? You walk to the back, then the shower entrance is right there.
Exactly. But you know, before you get to the shower entrance, you know, you got the urinals and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know how short that is. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So 20 motherfuckers come in the bathroom. You feel me? And they like, "Yo, what's wrong, Karate?" So everybody trying to politic Karate. And this is how I remember Lacey. You feel me? He's up there talking about, "Oh, fuck out of here. Yeah, okay. There's only 2 of them going to pop with you." He pointed at me and he pointed at son. And Karate's like, "Who gives a fuck? Cross this line, and you're going to see who's going to pop with you. Who's going to pop on you." You feel me?
I mean, hold on. You said Lacey and them niggas, they was the niggas y'all was beefing with?
Karate was beefing with the whole house, except for Hamo. Hamo came in there. Hamo was like, yo, Karate, I just want to know what you talking about me. He's like, "Man, fuck out of here." He's like, "That's all I need to know." Look, and he left out. You feel me? Like, I'm only coming in on some, you talking about me, and Karate it was no energy like that between the two. But you know, he made himself clear, like, "Yo, I'm not in that," right? They was people, Karate and Hamo, you feel me?
Yeah.
They was people, you feel me? So it wasn't nothing like that, you feel me? And from what I can see, you dig what I'm saying? And then that's when Lacey, he was doing a lot of talking, but he wasn't crossing that line. You feel me? Karate, you feel me? Karate's like, "If you got it, cross the line. We ain't gonna talk no more." He said, "You cross that area, shit getting drastic." And like, when I swear, it was 20 motherfuckers piled on each other.
You talking about Lacey with the glasses?
Yeah. And Karate was like, "Cross that line." You feel me? And son didn't cross none of them crossed the line. You feel me? And like, the message was like for the whole house. It wasn't like I forgot what happened, but they were doing some bullshit happened, and Karate was just fed. You feel me? And he was like, fuck this house, fuck everybody. Boom. You feel me? He cut the TVs off. That was the message for the whole house. You was bitten. Motherfucker come in there and do all that and say you come to the bathroom, and if you got a problem, if anybody has a problem, who's he talking to?
Everybody in the house gonna feel a certain way.
You feel me? So people came to the house to say, came to the bathroom to save face. Not really Hamo, you feel me? But motherfuckers came to the bathroom to save face, you feel me? And then, you know, it was a whole lot of, but what's wrong, karate? Now, son, not only was karate a real motherfucker, but karate really knew that karate shit. You feel me? I don't know if you knew that. Oh, no, he knew that shit for real. You feel me? And son was on it, like, and everybody, it was funny. You hear, but what's the problem, karate? Like, what happened? I was like, all right, I'm ready to pop. You feel me? I already got, you know, you getting your pop, man. Like, you feel me? And Lacey he was the only one talking. Like I told you, it was like 20 motherfuckers in there, and nobody, like, they crouched up, like they crowded because he gave the invisible line. You feel me? You feel me? Nobody crossed that line. I swear to you that. You feel me? That show you right there. It was like 20 motherfuckers. It was 3 of us. You feel me? Nobody crossed the line. You feel me? I was like, okay. But I was cool either way. If it had popped, we'd have been popping. I'm glad it didn't pop because I got to go home on Monday. You feel me? That motherfucker tell you he don't want to go home. He a liar. You feel me? I remember that because my son Matt Moulton, you know, Murder Matt. You ever heard of Murder Matt?
I heard of him, but I don't know, son.
Yeah, he's from my hood. Well, son, a household name. You feel me? He a household name. Yeah, you feel me? I remember when he came through the building, everybody screaming, "Yo, son in the building!" You know who else had got that reception when I was in the Beacon? Blood Powerful. Yo, when he came through, motherfuckers was bowing. People who I knew like that, I knew Dizzy. Remember when I told you Easy and them came through the house? The motherfuckers was all trying to get me like blood ready, blood prepped. You feel me? And I wasn't trying to feel it because first and foremost, I just remember Wild Child, he was blood, and that bullshit that happened. So I really never really fuck with blood. Period. I was like, you feel me? Like I had a homeboy who used to get fucked up by the bloods in every house. Then this motherfucker turned blood. I said, you a straight clown. Ain't no way motherfuckers fucking me up through my whole bed, and then I'ma turn blood. What's wrong with you? You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. When I came home, I had turned Crip. They had gave me OG status right off bat. And that's another way I got a big name in New York. Like, they used to call me CI in my younger days. I was OG CI. You feel me? And yeah, I put work in. I put a lot of work in. You feel me? And yeah, but then I left that shit. I dropped it. You feel me? I was like, yeah, this is unorthodox and this ain't me. You feel me? Because I didn't even know about the gang shit until I motherfucking got locked up. And it was like, the dogs, something. I'm like, the dogs? What are the dogs? They're like the Bloods. I said, motherfucker, ain't no Bloods. You feel me? I said, that's LA. And turns out they was here when I was on the island. What was the first time you knew about gangs in New York on the island?
Yeah, I was up north already because I went up north in 9-3. Like, so when it was really starting to bubulate, I was already up top. Like, I had just got up top when shit was going down at the end of 9-3. So by the time I got to like Comstock maybe, or by the time I got to Franklin, matter of fact, like in 9-4, I was hearing a little something about Bloods. By 9-5, I was hearing a lot about Bloods. By 9-6, I was in Greene, and I witnessed the Latin Kings and the Nietas and them niggas going to war with them Bloods. You feel what I'm saying? So 9-6 is when I knew it was real.
Yeah, I know when I came in 9-8, like Bloods could not step on because you had Crips in Greene. It was the Crips and the Latin Kings. You feel me? The Bloods couldn't come to Greene at that time.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I did an interview not too long ago, know what I mean, where niggas took and twisted our words. Me and my bro Lucky Dawn, niggas took and twisted our words and said that we said or that I said, and niggas said that I said it, that Bloods was scared to get off the bus in Greene. I never said that. Lucky Dawn never said that. What Lucky Dawn said was the niggas that he came to Greene with on the bus was scared to get off. He ain't say they was a part of a gang or in a gang. He just said the busload of niggas that he arrived to Greene with was scared to get off the bus. Now, for the record, I done seen many of Bloods come to Greene and blow it up. I done seen many of Bloods come to Greene and get blown up. But niggas did not say that them niggas, they might have not couldn't live in Greene, but I know plenty of Bloods.
That's the difference when you can't live somewhere.
Yeah.
And you scared to death to get off the bus. That's a big difference. That means they're gonna pop. You either gotta pop or they're gonna pop on site.
Yeah, and I done seen many of niggas just come through and pop. They knew what it was already. They knew what it was. They knew they can't stay there. So as soon as they got off the bus, when they went in the house, they popped on something immediately and got out of there.
I ain't gonna lie, son. I witnessed a lot of Bloods who put that, when I say a lot, like it was that wave, that 95, 96, that's the only thing I can attest to, you feel me? 97, them Bloods who was really bitten was putting that shit all the way down, son. Like on, so it was numerous Venom type acts, you feel me? Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I give them their props on that, like 100%. And you had a lot of motherfuckers who started joining just to, to ride the wave, and there's a lot of suckers, you feel me? A lot of suckers. You dig what I'm saying? And I look at a lot of shit, because, I'm on right now I'm older. And I'm on my knowledge. I got knowledge itself right now, you feel me? And I know all this shit was a plan to keep us separated, you feel me? All this shit was a plan to keep us separated. Even the way they turned the Bloods, like the Bloods was made just to protect the people, you feel me? In 96, 97, there was some real official Bloods. They would go in the house, it would be two Bloods, and they'd go in the house and take the shit over. You feel me?
You talking about up north on the island?
On the island. You feel me? Now, when I was in Greene, I ain't see no Bloods taking up. Like, I would hear all the time a motherfucker out the bus and he was blood and he got blown up and sent up out of there. You feel me? Now, I would hear it. I never seen it face to face. You feel me? Like, I seen one motherfucker get hit. We was on the walkway by the commissary. With the commissary, that's before you get to the mess hall. And they blew him up. You feel me? But it was the Crips who blew him up. You feel me? I didn't really see no Bloods like that. Now, I heard an interview that you did, and it was like, yo, it was Bloods there. But I really didn't see nobody, because at that time, Bloods was very vocal. I don't give a fuck if it was one. He was coming through, he was like, blah, 031. It was something. You knew he was a Blood. Am I lying?
Yeah, nah, I seen niggas come through repping, and you know what I mean? I seen niggas come through repping, and they had to get it on. They had to get it on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was a couple of Blood niggas that was fucking with us in Greene, and they was from Brooklyn, and they was peoples, and we knew Latin Kings. Like, we knew them niggas, and niggas looked the other way. I got a story I gotta tell about that soon. Like, know what I mean? It was some Blood niggas that was in Greene that they was peoples, and niggas was like, yo, straight up, niggas ain't doing nothing to these niggas, my nigga. And to keep the peace, realistically, them niggas know they can't run every single Blood. I mean, it's gonna be a couple of motherfuckers that's still there. You feel me? They just wasn't trying to let niggas form up and take over the jail. But I heard that shit ended up happening anyway.
Yeah, it happened right after I left in 90. I left the end of 98. They had Bloods that came and took over Greene. Yeah, they took it over. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm saying when I was there, you said you left early. I didn't see not one Blood. You feel me? I mean, like, I didn't see, like, people vocal about Blood, and they was on some real, like, any Blood come through, they gonna blow them up. Now, I heard Bloods who came through and popped. Like, it was a pop in both ways. Like, if I was Blood at that time, and I came in Greene, knowing what Greene was. You knew what Greene was. I'm a pop right away. I'm a pop on you. Get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah, I've seen some dudes come there and you know they don't really want to leave because they like the spot, and they know that they blood or whatever, and they can't. They like, damn, but my man's is here, this and that, and even they man's is like, yo, son, listen, man, just leave, my nigga, just blow it up and leave because I'm telling you, they gonna move on you. You feel what I'm saying? I done seen it. I done seen niggas getting comfy. I done seen niggas get a little comfortable, like, nah, I'ma chill here. And then niggas end up touching them niggas, or, you know, niggas tell them, yo, you gotta blow it up, son. And niggas blow it up and get the fuck up out the spot.
Yeah, but that's what I would do if I was, at that time, come on, you know the scenery we talking about. I'm not here to even guess it. I know the dirt, first and foremost, for them to know you, you had to be putting in work. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Why even play with it? Why even play with it? Like, if I'm going there to Greene, the way Greene was at that time, you had to blow something up and leave. You feel me? That's like the Lion King going to a blood jail at that time. That Lion King that had the blood, I don't give a fuck who he knew. Because one thing I know about the blood, they didn't give a fuck who you knew. You feel me? They was gonna get at you. You feel me? And they jail. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if it wasn't they jail. At that time, they was gonna get at you, and I give them their props on that. You feel me? They put in that work. You dig what I'm saying? That shit. I don't know why they ain't got a Bloods movie yet. That shit was what they did. That shit was epic. Would you agree with that?
Definitely historic shit. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, bro. That shit is a cycle that never ends. Like, it's always gonna be Spanish niggas oppressing the blacks till blacks form a gang and take over. Then it be the blacks oppressing the Spanish niggas until the Spanish niggas form a new gang and take the shit over. And that shit don't never stop, my nigga. It don't never stop. Know what I mean? Real talk. This shit been going on since the beginning of time. That shit gonna forever go on. You feel me?
I'm not going to say since the beginning of time. See, at the beginning of the time, we ruled this earth, and we don't have the monster mentality. See, the quote-unquote people who they want us to believe run this shit, because we really run it. When we in our right state of minds, we run everything.
Yeah, I'm talking about Rikers Island. I basically meant Rikers Island, like, you know what I mean? If you trace Rikers Island back to the beginnings, I'm sure it's always been blacks and Spanish niggas beefing. You feel what I'm saying? Or blacks and somebody beefing. Or it's always gonna turn. Jail gets real racial, my nigga. Jail gets real racial, man. Like, you know what I mean?
When it ain't racial, they taught us to divide by areas. You know, like I hear you talk about the Brooklyn and Bronx War. You had so many different divisions that they used to get a motherfucker caught up. You feel me? Like, when I came through my whole bid and bids, I never had the luxury, like I heard you say, I came through this spot, none of my people said, every spot I went through, like, the most times I ever saw somebody like my son, Red Rum. You know Red Rum? He from Bushwick, son get it in. He was blood. Everybody who I know, like, who I fucked with was a thorough. You feel me? Very thorough, big names and everything. I never seen none of my peoples. I never had that luxury of coming in and all my peoples was in this house, and I never had that type of shit. All my peoples got this side of the building on smash. I had to fend on my whole bids. You feel me?
Yeah, I done been in. My whole bid wasn't. I done been in Rikers Island, nigga. I done been in spots where it wasn't not one soul that I knew. But you know, I don't be coming in jail looking for niggas either. Like, know what I mean? If I see a nigga, I see a nigga.
Make sure you subscribe to my new video game channel, Brooklyn Arcade, where I'm playing throwback games from the 80s and the 90s when it was real in them game rooms, you heard? Subscribe today.